Yeah. So if I was thinking about what might be considered some innovative practices, I'm delighted to say maybe there's some at Imagine Canada. As we think about the operation of our board, yes, we've maintained three sort of formal standing committees, but we've had a tendency over the last number of years to de-emphasize the creation of permanent committees and emphasize the creation of shorter term, more nimble, more agile working groups or task forces that will bring together not just board directors and staff, but external folks who bring a different perspective into the room or the virtual room in these cases. It's also then reduced our staff's need to maintain these formal structures and allowed us greater speed, greater focus, and then we just stop the work on them when it's done. Maybe down the road we'll start it up again, maybe not. For us, it's been an exercise in greater focus and greater speed.
I think we need to look at governance in a much broader way, where we bring in a variety of volunteers to support the work of the board. In fact, to guide the board in many ways. And I think that the need for diversity and inclusion is pushing us to do that. It's pushing us to have advisors, true advisors. I'm not talking about advisory groups that are called upon once a year for their ideas, but actually making recommendations to the board, where the board will take on the expertise that comes from these individuals and actually make those decisions based on that expertise. We certainly do that at the foundation. With all of our impact areas, we recognize that we need advisors that come from the area in which we are working. That brings us credibility. It brings us, that lived experience, whether it be when we work with our Indigenous diabetes prevention work. It is Indigenous advisors that come in and make the recommendations, and those are the recommendations that the board approves. We do the same around our youth programming. So I really do think that when we talk about diversity, inclusion, we talk about complexity, we won't get there if we only look at the board. We're not going to get there. I'm convinced of that. I'm convinced that we have to look at things much more broadly, and that has to be part of governance, and that is reimagining governance.